the war against the machines. The first Terminator was programmed to strike at me in the year 1984, before John was born. Dance was able to send a lone warrior, a protector for John.
The Bible is absolutely explicit about it.
What are the signs?
There will be three things we will know it's the Antichrist. First of all, the world will be faced with problems that are insoluble as in our present condition of technology and wisdom.
That wouldn't be far off.
No, it's not far off. It's around the corner, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
We're not battled yet. If you go to the United Nations, I frequent the United Nations every week of my life. There's a jaunty we can do spirit, which will be broken, of course, but I've no schadenfreude about that. I've no joy at that. It's going to be misery for many people compared to which the misery of Rwanda is the passing joke. Anyway, but the first thing is there will be insoluble problems. Problems that will harrow the souls of men and women. Number one. Number two, there will be a map, visible, tangible, with a name and an identity, and he will have the solutions. He will have real solutions. That's the second sign.
Number three.
Number three is that people will turn around and say to him, you must be divine. You must be.
And we will worship
The
him.
divinity, and of course worship him, and he will say, yes, I am. Kneel and kiss my feet.
And people will. I believe that people will.
They will.
Lots of them.
When you see that, then take your wife and kids and get the hell out of the way, because there's going to be a lot of trouble.
I know we laugh, but it's probably not going to be something to laugh at a time.
All of it, because that day there's going to be, we have experienced down in Florida, in St. Clair County, and a few more places, far from heaven. That is, that's a joke compared to what's got a few more places, far from heaven, counting a few more places, far from heaven. That's a joke compared.
And the America it has shown us on our screens these last 48 hours has appalled us.
Holy crap. It validated several things that I'd heard from others, and it was pretty shocking because he knew too many things that people shouldn't know unless he saw what he claimed to have seen.
Now?
I just said that I cannot.
Okay, well, yeah.
Thing you could find on the internet, lots of people have written about this particular issue online,
Right.
and I'm like saying, how does this guy know this stuff? So we continue to exchange email from there on, in October of this, and said that he had been working and realized that he was probably onto something. So when we began talking, it turned into Skype calls pretty quickly, and I realized that this guy knows hundreds of things that nobody else has spoken to. And some of the insiders that have spoken to others have told me a whole lot of things that they did not share with anybody else. So we're starting to deal with a very, very huge story.
And let me point to the president.
Jesus fucking Christ! Shut up! General Brookhouse, if any units are at me. I've activated my
That's where this is getting out of control. Those little demon embers.
And why you showing us that is it's the example that we've all been describing throughout the day, that the winds with those kind of embers just keep this thing moving.
This event was the worst case scenario. It's the event that we have feared for a long time. And over the course of the years, we have worked hard to develop a plan to evacuate people in this event. That said, you need to understand that factors can exist that make even the best plans not perfect or not the exact outcome that you want. And in this case, very, very rapidly being pushed by some very, very strong winds.
Miles, fucking 100 miles, infinity miles, because that would also be over 1 mile. So apparently wildfire embers can travel an unlimited distance, because that would definitely be over 1 mile. Wildfire embers from here in California could jump across the Pacific Ocean and land in fucking Japan. That would be over 1 mile. Everybody worldwide better beware, because the wildfire embers are fucking coming for you. They can
running down the street, alerting people to a house that was suddenly on fire, alerting fire crews to a house that was suddenly on fire up the street, but generally no. People have left here. It's too dangerous. This fire moves very quickly. That's why people are gone. This fire moves very quickly. That's why people are gone. This neighborhood was being inundated with embers falling from these fires overnight.
That's where this is getting out of control, those little demon embers.
This was all driven by these wind-driven embers falling down into this neighborhood.
Officials describing a scene of mass devastation. Thousands of structures are destroyed. Video shows an entire school on fire with half
as well.
Alex, yes, I can. We're on Marine View Drive with some kind of interesting information. So, first of all, we have this ember cast. So see just where this beautiful home was that is completely gone now, and you can see the shower of embers coming off of it. There's not a whole lot left of it. But what firefighters are trying to do is keep those embers from, obviously, you know, they can travel up to even 2 miles, keep them from starting new fires. The problem, they're out of water. So this is Ventura County Fire Station, and the fire hydrant is dry. And the problem is, it's not just dry here, it's dry on the whole water grid. So this whole area of Camarillo is basically out of water. So one house usually would have about 30 firefighters working on it. If one house is on fire, there's 3 of them here. And I just walked by them a minute ago, and they looked so defeated. And I said, "Are you guys okay?" And they said, "We're out of water. We're completely out of water." So they've obviously notified their boss, but everyone's dealing with the same problem. These fire hydrants, they run dry, and usually they said it's like a continuous kind of like replenishing system, but there's nothing left. Like, there's nothing more to replenish. So that's why they were talking about earlier, saying California American Water Company was asking people in the area not to use any water, which I'm sure they haven't, but there's just so many houses on fire they're trying to fight. And now they don't have any water to do it with. So I don't know how deep the problem goes, but I know firefighters are saying it's not just them.
Let's talk about the area there for a minute.
We see it right now. That doesn't mean there aren't embers. And those embers, those winds pick up, it could create more problems. And that's what they're doing right now to keep everything safe. And I was actually looking for that truck right there. Sorry to keep talking. But right there, we saw this when the fire was active. That is a pickup truck with a trailer that had caught fire. And I was wondering if somebody was down there desperately trying to get items out of a home or do some kind of move, because you can see it. It's in the middle of the road, and the flames must have just overtaken them, and we know that they got out safely, but it just shows what was going on underneath that smoke and all that drama that was playing out.
And the wind actually just blow the water or blow the fire retardant away from the intended target, and that's why they issued evacuation orders and asked everyone to heed them. And those neighbors that have evacuated, all they can do at this point is wait.
There's really no words. How do you put it into words when you've invested or everything you have or lived somewhere your entire life, and then suddenly it's gone?
Yeah, you know what? We've seen so many fires out here, and it's just like we always seem to see. It's just always something else, something bigger happens the next time. And this neighborhood, we actually watched a lot of this happen yesterday afternoon when we were live, and even earlier in the morning when this actually made its way over the hills to the Camarillo area. This was one of those first neighborhoods that was underneath the smoke, but we saw those we saw that blacker smoke coming up, and I knew there were homes burning. We could pull up that map, and I knew this was Old Coach Road. And then every now and then you could actually see a home burning and then another home burning. And as the afternoon progressed, we just saw that neighborhood just go up in flames. There are so many other neighborhoods out here that they call it a target-rich environment. Pretty much any of these streets, so many other neighborhoods out here that they call it a target-rich environment problems. So right now, these neighborhoods, it is heartbreaking to see, and also a little bit you just kind of in awe at the damage that was caused by that fast-moving fire. But those flames were moving probably 40 miles an hour across the ground at some point, getting into that vegetation, getting into these homes' eaves, and it was something that we said it live. It was how could you fight that type of fire? It was very devastating. It was just a force of nature